Milkman, the legendary dice and delivery game. There is your designer. Let's flip this over. 14 and up, 2 to 4 players, 30 to 60 minutes. There's your game design, illustration, and so forth. Dice hate me games. Use dice to process and deliver milk to thirsty customers in 1950s America. There are your box contents. Let's get this open and see what is all inside. Alright, pop that open. We have our farming and delivery handbook. So flip this open. Welcome to dairy farming. Here's all of the components. Here is your game setup. Your gameplay overview. Rolling dice. You have black dice. You have white dice. Reroll die. Rotated die. Taking actions. The different actions you can take. Then buying your upgrades, you have cows, side tank, big truck, the game end. There is an advanced variant, a half and half expansion. Here is a turn example. And then on the back you have your credits, and then you have this notes and reminders and quick reference at the bottom. Alright, inside the box, you have these point markers. This is for the advanced variant. You have your cash, just straight cash. Here's your little dollars. You have these wooden milk bottles that are the different types. You have chocolate, whole milk, and I think 2% skim. I can't remember which ones they chose for this one. Right here, this is a first player token. And then your raw milk, and there is your round tracker. Here are your cows that you'll be getting that raw milk from. These are your little milk trucks that you'll be moving on your board. These are your side silo upgrade tokens in there, and then that is the other first player marker. You have your engraved dice here with the different symbols for the different actions that I'll go over with in the how to play. You have your trucks. So on one side you have your large truck. It's showing that it can hold 9 bottles and move 7. On this side it shows that it can hold 6 bottles, move 5, and the cost to upgrade it to the large truck. So of course you have one of those for each player. You have decks of cards that I'll get laid out and explain them to you. Then you have each person's player board that shows their cows, their farm, their little milk thing here, the raw milk, where the orders go, extra points there, and this is the B side where or the extra dollars I should say. This is the extra points on the B side, and you'll see the little point markers and that game end and so forth. And then you have your round tracker and where the orders will go. And there's that. So let's get those cards laid out, explain those to you. Then after that, I'll explain how the game plays to you. Alright, let's start off with these order cards. You'll see what you need to fulfill the order. Then how many points you're going to get at the end of the game. And I do like that all the houses have different looks to them. Even if it's the same order. Like this is 2 blue, that's 2 blue. But the houses are different. I just enjoy the whole fact that they are different because you don't always have a lot of the same houses unless you go into one of those cookie cutter neighborhoods. And there's the last couple. So next up you have these event cards. These are part of that expansion. So these are basically, you're going to be flipping one over each round, and it is an event that will be triggered. Next up you have achievements. You'll deal out a certain number of these at the beginning of the game based on player count. And then once someone has achieved it, they will get those points. That's why you have those point markers. And then it will get discarded. Over here you have your player aids for your actions and your upgrades. And then you have these goals. And these goals, you'll be dealing these out to players to be secret to have at the end of the game. So that is the cards. Let's go ahead and get into that how to play. Here we are with the setup of Milkman. Each player is going to be getting a dairy board, a milk truck tile, 2 cows, 2 raw milk that they can either put in the same silo or 2 separate, a lock token that goes on their side silo, 2 black dice, 3 money, a reference card. You're then going to be shuffling up the order cards. You're going to be dealing them above the round tracker board, putting the round tracker on the first spot, making a supply of the different types of milks, the money, the raw milk, and the cows. You're going to have the 4 white dice, and then you'll be choosing a first player. In this instance, it'll be me, and giving them the white dice. The game is going to take place over a number of rounds based on player count. So there's a 4-player, 3-player, and 2-player. On the active player's turn, they are going to roll the 4 white dice and the 2 black dice. Everyone else is going to be rolling their 2 black dice. So you will roll the dice. Your white dice are all locked at this point. Any black die that rolls this spilled milk is also locked. Any remaining black dice that you have, you can re-roll up to 2 times. So I could re-roll that, and then I can re-roll that. Had my initial roll been this, I could choose to roll this one and then say I like that one, but now I've changed my mind on this one. I could do that, and then that would be the end of my re-rolls. You then are going to be taking actions using your dice. There are 6 different actions depicted on the dice. Alternatively, you can always use 2 dice that show the same face, no matter the die color, to do an action of your choice. So the actions are, this one is you are going to gain a raw milk per cow. So right now I have 2 cows, so I would grab 2 raw milk, putting it in one of my silos, like so. Bottling. And when you bottle, you take all milk from one silo, and then that milk has to be all one type, either skim, whole, or chocolate. Then you would take them, putting them on your board like so, and discarding the raw milk. These two are similar. With a spilled milk, you can remove 1 order from the queue. The active player will always be able to choose from the queue first, so if you have that symbol on one of your black dice and want to remove one of the cards, you will have to wait until the active player goes. But this one is, I could just say remove that and flip out a new one. The little meeple symbol has 2 different options to it. You can either grab an order from the queue. When you grab it, you are going to place it in the same location it is on that board. So this would go on my 4 spot, refilling immediately. Alternatively, you can use that to purchase an upgrade. There are a few different upgrades. You can buy more cows for 2, 3, or 4. In that instance, you would just use the die, spend the money, grab another cow, putting it in that spot. Your next one would be 3 and 5, respectively. The other thing you can do is you can purchase your side tank. Once your side tank is unlocked, you can put milk in there. And then when you do produce milk, you can do a main silo and your side silo, and then those 2 can be different. So had I had a milk here and took this action, I could remove these 2 and have them be whole milk, like so. And then I could remove this one and make that a chocolate milk. So that is the side silo. The last one you can do is you can upgrade your truck. Right now it holds 6 bottles and can move 5, which I'll go over when we get into the truck option. But for 9 money, you can flip it over so it has a greater capacity and can move farther. So that is that option. For your truck option, you are going to make either 5 moves for the small one or 7 for the large one. When you make your moves, loading is 1 move, no matter how many bottles you do. So in this instance, my load option could be, I'm going to put those 2 here and these 2 right there. Then every space you move is 1. So I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm not able to deliver because delivering to an order is one action. Even if I had multiple orders on the same spot, I'd have to spend an action to deliver there and an action to deliver there. So let's just say I did have another truck option, like so. I would then be able to deliver my milk, putting this in a face down scoring pile, and that would be 1. Then I could go 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll notice on these spots when you deliver here, you will grab extra money. So by delivering there, I would have grabbed $2. The last action is the money one. When you do that, you are simply going to just grab 3 money from the bank. So you'll be using all 6 dice on your turn. Your opponents will be using their 2 black dice on theirs. There are a variety of ways you can choose which ones you've used. The one they suggest in the rulebook is keeping the ones you haven't used in front of you, between you and your board, and then when you use them, placing them above your board accordingly. Once you are done taking your actions, the next person goes. When it gets around to the first player, you're going to move the round tracker down. Once the round tracker is at the end and everyone has finished their last turn, you're then going to get into scoring. Scoring is simply just points on your orders for your basic A side of your board. One thing I do want to cover in regards to the dice, as I said, the black or the white dice are typically locked and the black can only be re-rolled a couple times, except for that one, which can't be re-rolled at all. You do have the option to spend money to re-roll the dice, so I could spend $2 to re-roll one of my white die. And if it comes up the same one, you can keep re-rolling until you get a different symbol. Or you can spend $4 to rotate a die to any side you want. There is a side B to the board, which awards points throughout the game. There is that bag that I had shown you earlier of the point tokens that you'll get. So instead of getting the money when you go here, you'll be getting the points, and you'll be gaining points as you do upgrades. And at the end, you'll be gaining points for money and for leftover milk. So that is basically how you play Milkman. Hope you enjoyed that. Go ahead and head down below and hit like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. And then if you want to help support the channel, you can head over to our Ko-fi and buy me a drink. Maybe for this one specifically, I will have a glass of milk and toast the game Milkman. So, until next time, get your dairy intake.